Small Town Minds.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Small Town Minds. This is a podcast about anything, everything, perhaps nothing. From three guys from a little bitty small town in Tennessee. That's where we grew up. Hey, guys, what's going on? Here we
Not
are.
much. Yeah.
2 weeks have come and gone. I think the big story here is the Masters of the Universe has recast Evil Lynn, and it's now Pam Bondi. I think that's the biggest story that we could lead with. There's been a lot of stuff going on this week, a lot of crazy stuff.
There has been, and I feel like the past 3 or 4 days we've been bam, 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 sending like it has really been a flood the past 3 or 4 days.
Yes. We'll start off a little bit lighthearted and sorry for a little bit earlier through the pretty much the day after our other one dropped. There was the big old football game. They call it, what do they call that again? The Super
Bowl.
Super Bad Bunny Bowl.
Super Bad Bunny Bowl.
So there was a couple commercials there that was a little weird. Braden, now I didn't watch Super Bowl. Super Bowl's not my thing. I didn't boycott it. It's just not my thing. But now apparently there was a KFC commercial, right? Is that a KFC commercial that you sent me?
So
what's that one about?
So this one, I actually went down a little rabbit hole with that. There were some other odd commercials that they had, and it was actually a couple of years old. I thought it was a Super. Yeah, okay. I thought it was a Super Bowl ad as well, but I don't know if this was just an online thing. It totally slipped my radar until I was just doom scrolling on Reddit and stumbled across it. And basically, it was real artsy type commercial, if you want to call it that. Kind of a cult out in the woods that lead this guy to a gravy lake to baptize him, and they dunk him under, and he comes up as a chicken tender. Now,
you are what you eat.
And the implication is like, wait, are they saying, and there was a thing, I think the tagline was "Believe in Chicken" or something to that effect. And it was just really weird.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. It was one of the oddest commercials I've seen in a while, and it probably will make me not eat at KFC for a little bit because
the ingredient is people.
I mean, that's the first thought that crossed my mind. Honestly, I was just like, are they saying no? But fucking this day and age, I don't know.
Yeah, nothing. They never did surprises.
He never would the Colonel never would reveal the secrets. Okay. So
I mean,
now maybe this is a little innuendo leakage. All right, so let's go to an actual commercial from the Super Bowl. The Ring search party. Yay, Ring. Let's talk a little bit about this. Did you see that one, Matt?
Yeah. Where you can have them scan your neighborhood for lost dogs.
Lost dogs, only for lost dogs. That's great. Kind of scary. What do you got?
I don't really have much on this one other than I read or an article, I guess, about an email that was sent by the owner talking about how excited he was to being able to bring this live. And I guess, allegedly the statement was he wants to be able to use it to, I guess, stop crime altogether.
Yes. Which, I mean, to just use as that purpose might not be bad necessarily, but we know that these always get nefarious when it comes to these sort of surveillances. And we're looking at potentially a whole entire area could be covered. Not everybody has a Ring, but a lot of people do. It's probably the more popular one of these doorbell cams. But I mean, we've already heard the implications about ICE using it to get people. I mean, they could easily, look for some. I mean, just the thought of surveillance itself. I mean, I think it's just creepy. Not 1984. We've seen all these science fiction stuff back in the day, and we thought, oh, that's bad, but that'll never happen, hopefully. And now here we are, where it's literally at our doorstep to where they're saying, hey, this is great. It's going to be good for us. And a lot of people are going to be like, well, you know what? It's going to make us safer. But some people don't want to be monitored 24/7.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So I seen the commercial live as it happened. I had the Super Bowl on. Admittedly, it was kind of a boring game. I was just kind of watching it in passing, but I remember watching that commercial, and I kind of felt like that Bart Simpson meme of like, what an odd thing to say. Like, that was kind of the feeling I had, because I was like, wow, it shows the neighborhood going into like full surveillance mode. And it was really weird. And then that leaked email, the thought that crossed my mind was Minority Report with good old Tom Cruise and catching crimes before they happen. And I'm like, wow, I don't know. It's a novel concept. I mean, on the surface, it's like, yeah, okay, cool. Moving closer to a utopia, no crime, but that's not what it is. Like, it's fucking Big Brother. Like,
I'll never feel safe stepping outside to pee again.
Yeah.
Well, and that is just the truth. It's, we come from a small town, and you go outside, use the bathroom. If you don't think anything about it, it's always been a thing. But yeah, you go out there now, and guess what? You could be on TikTok tomorrow.
Yep. So the key there is to just start doing a little dance when you go outside to pee. Give them a show.
There you go. Make it rack up the views. Okay. So yeah, that's kind of wild. So let's go on to Flow, the movie. Braden, you watched the movie? You liked it?
Man, this was one of the best things I've watched in a long time. And I'm wanting to watch it again. Like, I think it's 97 or 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. Not that that's the barometer, but I was curious.
I'm sure it won an Oscar, didn't it? Didn't it win the Oscar last year?
For, I think, Best Animated Film. And it's, there's no dialogue, which could turn some people off. Like, I was watching it and I'm like, I was like 15, 20 minutes in. I'm like, okay. But I was hooked. So yeah, it's about a cat. It kind of opens up where it's drinking out of a stream, and it's the animation, in my opinion, is very gorgeous. Kind of a cell shaded type thing, like Legend of Zelda: Wind Waker.
Okay.
So, but anyways, the cat's drinking out of the stream. Some dogs come up. A little bit of chaos ensues over a fish. They take off. There's a stampede of deer, and then there's a flood. And that's kind of the hook of the movie is this cat trying to navigate this flood that's took over the entire world. I don't know the time period. I was reading it's kind of set like post-apocalyptic, but it's a beautiful story. I think there's a cat, a lemur. I'm going to butcher this name. I initially called it a chupacabra, but it's kookaburra. I know I'm butchering that. The large rat.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife gave me shit over it because I was like, is that a chupacabra? She's like, Mexican demon? She's like, yeah, anyways. And a golden retriever. And they're just kind of going along this on this adventure. And again, it's just, you don't need any dialogue, and the story is really solid. So I would highly recommend it. Give it a shot. give it a watch in this crazy world. It was kind of a really cool escape. So just to watch a cat adventure. So
so I did start watching it at one point. I wasn't in the mood for that type of a story at that moment. I don't think I would have a problem watching it at all because I think I have watched stuff like that, but at that particular moment, it just wasn't in my wheelhouse. I didn't want to do it, but I will revisit it. I think have you seen this one, Matt?
No, I haven't.
It's something to check out.
HBO Max, I believe.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah, I'll give it a watch.
All right. I sent you guys a few songs, some new songs that have dropped recently. YouTube's got a song called American Obituary. Anybody listen to that one?
No.
Yeah.
I checked it out. Not bad. Admittedly, I'm not a huge U2 fan. I like a handful of their songs, but I thought it was pretty good.
I didn't particularly like it that much as far as the song itself. I mean, I appreciated what they were doing. It was about It was about Renee Good. It was dedicated to her, and the whole story's about that, Matt. I like the old Octoon Baby version of YouTube, but I'm kind of like you. There's definitely a lot of their discography I'm not hugely into, so I wasn't that big into this. I thought it was not as I don't know. It just didn't hit me that good. You know what I mean? Like it didn't get me in the feels or anything. You know, like I wanted it to because I knew what it was going to be about, but I don't know. I mean. Again, the heart was in the right place, and just maybe the chord wasn't. And then Bruce Springsteen also did a song too. It's called "The Streets of Minneapolis." Did you hear that one? Anybody?
No.
Yeah, I kind of like that one. I mean, I thought at first it was going to be like a remake of "The Streets of Philadelphia." And when I heard that name, I was like, "Oh shit, he's gonna fucking remake his own song." But it wasn't that. It was totally different. But it was pretty good. The boss is boss. Yeah, pretty good stuff. And the other one I sent you a video for a new Ice Nine Kills song that dropped recently called "Twisting the Knife," which is one of the songs on the soundtrack of the new Scream movie that's coming out this week. I've got promoting that one. Because Scream is probably one of my favorite if not my favorite, probably is my favorite franchise of all time because they all kind of flow well together. So I'm excited about watching that. And I like the song. I do follow that band. They make a lot of horror themed songs and stuff. So I don't know if you guys ever listen to any of their stuff, but I do like them.
Once again, another one I missed. I didn't check that one out, but I definitely will. Yeah, excited about the Scream here in this household too.
Sweet.
We watch them quite often. I'd say we probably watch them every year.
Yeah, I definitely watch Scream every year. I mean, I have the whole, the 30 years. So I definitely watched it 30 times, but I'd say probably let's up to maybe like 50, maybe. So it's a lot. So yeah, very cool.
Franchise.
Yeah. So to promote another podcast, right, real quick, I've been listening, and I listen to these guys all the time, but to the last podcast on the left a lot recently. They're actually on YouTube now. Or not, I'm sorry, not YouTube. They're on Netflix now.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys have noticed this or not, but there's a lot of podcasters on Netflix now. Kind of a new thing. So their new series is on Netflix. You can actually watch them or listen, obviously listen however you want to get podcasts. But I really like them. They're very informative. When they really get in the groove of storytelling, it's really good. The story that they're telling right now it's about actually the Foxcatcher murders. I think you should be familiar with this one, Braden. You know what I'm talking about?
It rings a bell. Yeah.
So this was the Dupont guy who was obsessed with like amateur wrestling.
Yep.
And he was like, and he had the guys at his ranch and stuff, and things went bad. They made a movie about it with Steve Carell.
Yep.
So that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. But before they get to that, because they haven't even started that one, and they've already done 2 episodes on it, they went back and did the whole thing about Dupont, the industry. And man, is it informative and deeply disturbing / depressing. I recommend it wholeheartedly. It really lets you know that we are all puppets and really pulled by strings and have been for so long. It's terrifying. You know, none of this stuff with these conglomerates and billionaires and stuff that's happening today are new. None of this stuff is new. This has been going on for so long. But the thing about DuPont, the nefariousness about DuPont is, and I sent this, was there's a documentary called The Devil That We Know. And I know you didn't watch it, Braden, but Matt, you watched it. Now, this documentary is so eye-opening and so disheartening because we're looking at a company who literally is not only doesn't care about the destruction of people, other people, they kind of don't even care about the destruction of themselves. Tell me what you thought about that documentary.
It was wild. There's so much information in it. It's crazy to think about all the things that went on. The things that really stuck with me was them talking about the fact that I guess, and I'll say this, not great with dates, but I want to say in the 60s they understood that what they were making was very toxic. And
it's called C8 is the forever chemical that they put in Teflon and a lot of other things.
And then when they started talking about the fact that they couldn't find a single blood test in the world that didn't have C8 in it until they went back to stuff they had actually from folks they had taken blood from in Russia in World War II. That was they had to take those blood samples to find someone who didn't have C8 in their system after it was created. They talked about when they first started up the plant in, I think it was was it West Virginia?
West Virginia,
and how they had to turn all the machines back off because they thought it started hailing outside and the roof was covered in dead birds. It was wild. Like, there's a lot about it that's crazy. And then they talk about the fact that they've lost court cases. DuPont has lost court cases over this stuff. And one of the things was a lady her baby had birth defects. And, they were saying, oh yeah, like, it wasn't hurting the workers, but they did have a thought that their unborn children could be affected. And I'm like, that's fucking crazy that they knew this stuff. The email from the lawyer and him sitting there and reading it to you, like, I'm like, wow.
Isn't it amazing what people put in emails?
Yeah. He's like, but I was sending the email to a friend that I was in the Marines with. It's like, yeah, but still, like, that was some pretty mean shit. And I loved it when the guy said, it's a good thing that DuPont saved these emails. And the lawyer just kind of giggles and he says, well, if you want to frame it that way. And I'm like, yeah, that shows you exactly how people think about this. They don't care about anybody else. They were lining their pockets. And unfortunately, someone got a hold of something that was very incriminating, and they're still doing it. They just made another chemical.
It's called Gen X.
Yeah. And it's already allegedly wreaking havoc also.
Yeah. I mean, Braden, this thing is outrageous. And like Matt said, yeah, there are lawsuits and stuff, and they do pay out, but they're paying out millions, and they're making billions. It means nothing. It's chump change. It means absolutely nothing to them. They're continuing to do all this stuff, this Teflon, all this nonstick stuff. But it's not just that. I mean, all these different products that they've made throughout the years. A lot of them have these chemicals in them. Everyone, you have it in your system right now.
Scotchgard.
We all do. Well, Scotchgard was M3, right? That was M3, and M3 was in there with them. But they wised up, and they stopped doing it a long time ago. When they stopped, DuPont ramped up theirs and started a whole new facility. We had this on the documentary. You see this guy who's documenting all these cows and animals dying and being born with deformities too. And because what happens, he sold half his land to DuPont, and they promised not to do anything hazardous on there, but they were dumping gallons, like 50,000 gallons of C8 into the system. So all of that Ohio River water supply is just been dumped with this C8. I mean, and again, the documentary allegedly says that, or it says allegedly that 99.7% of Americans have C8 in their system. That includes DuPont people. This stuff causes cancers. It causes kidney diseases, all kinds, especially colon cancer and testicular cancer and all kinds of shit like that. And it's done so for so long. They did these tests in mice at first, and they showed it was doing it. And then they went up to primates. They went up to apes, still doing it. Even smaller doses was doing it. They knew this, like Matt said, back in the 60s, didn't do anything. Just kept ramping it up for money. It's all for profit, man. So when you, again, what is government good for if they do not regulate any of these corporations and they literally allow them to poison the fucking planet?
Yeah, my wife was like, why wasn't the EPA doing anything with this? And then it goes into that also, that basically their leaders were part of the EPA for years.
Yeah, that's how they did it.
And just letting them get away with it. And I'm thinking, this is just DuPont. In my mind, I'm thinking this is just DuPont.
Exactly.
There's a lot of other companies out there that I know have poisoned water sources. Actually, here in the town that I live in now, I'm quite certain one of the factories here is actually permanently shut down. That land's been coordinated off. There used to be a trailer park right next to it that they've also completely wiped out, and they won't let anybody live there. There's signs up, about the contaminated land.
It's like fucking Chernobyl over there.
Yeah, it's wild to think about, and I know that's just a little space, but I think about if they was actually in the water streams where we sit, then that means it's just heading south from here, So, I mean, there's plenty of things that could potentially happen there, too. It's just crazy to think about how our governments, like you said, even our local governments have really not worried about making sure people are safe from the things that are being made around them.
Well, no, because it's all about money. I mean, these lobbyists, these people, again, they get into positions of power so they can sway their own company for their own betterment and detriment of everybody. So, yeah, you never can win. These people they have it set, man. It's been locked and set for years. But, yeah, it's so disheartening. I mean, yeah, if you see this guy on this documentary named Bucky who was born with these defects, he has a really droopy eye. He was only born with one nostril. I mean, and that was the thing. They said, and in this one particular plant, I think there was, 8 women that was doing this job, and 2 of them had kids that had birth defects. And they said, well, that's not really scientific evidence that we had anything to do with it. I mean, what is, I mean, passing the buck and not really taking the blame for anything. And again, they might pay out a little bit. They don't care. That doesn't mean anything. If you're paying out $15 million, but then you're making $20 billion a year, you don't care. It doesn't mean anything. So yeah, I totally recommend that documentary. You can watch it on YouTube, or Internet Archive and all kinds of stuff. So it's out there. You can get it for free, and it's just really depressing. Honestly, I mean, it is depressing because, I mean, knowing the stuff doesn't make it go away, and Teflon is still being made today. And like he said, okay, it's not being made with C8 supposedly, right? But the Gen X new compound and the other compounds as well, but the Gen X has already been tested on rats and it's already caused cancer. So it's the same stuff, which is like, well, it's just a different name, basically. So yeah, I mean, and you can't get away from it. It's literally in basically everything. Anything that's like waterproof, or I mean, how you remember reading that stuff, Matt? There's so many things like that they made.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was just a laundry list of stuff that you literally will see.
And damn near all of our cookware is nonstick. You know, I mean, it's.
Anyway, that one is a really disheartening one. I tell you guys this: search engines are starting to suck. I don't know if you guys have done this or not, or seen this in any way or not. But I was looking up something, a movie on Amazon the other day, and typically what'll happen is, back in the day, you would get like different variations of the movie or whatever. You know, you just get kind of what you want, like. And now I just got like this whole list of stuff that I'm like, this is literally nothing about what I want. And like there was an instance where it didn't even say the movie was there, and then I could like Google it and then click the link to Amazon and it was on there. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why is this search engine so messed up? It's got to be AI, because it used to be more computer generated, I guess, or whatever, but it wasn't AI algorithms. But AI is taking over, and I don't know if it's for everything, but that particular day, it just wasn't working out for me. And I used this again for Walmart, because Walmart's they had like a testing thing for their AI, because they're testing on their app as well. The same thing. If you're looking for something specific, you might not even find what you're looking for, and they may have it. It's just not. It's not there. So I don't think this shit should be released yet. You know, maybe someday in the future it's going to be dynamite and tell you exactly what you need, blah blah blah. But right now, it does not even have the capability of knowing what you're like going for. So search engines kind of fucked, right?
Yeah. You know, the main thing I've used AI for is, I guess, proofreading my own stuff or helping me format things that I'm writing when I have to write documents. And it's been pretty useful for that. And sometimes after I read what it spits back to me, I wonder if I'm not AI, because it reads pretty much like what I had written, you know, a word here or there wrong. So,
yeah.
But I mean, even then, I've got to make sure it doesn't put in extra stuff that I didn't need it to put in. Because on occasion I'll read and it'll be like, why are you putting this section of words in here? Because I didn't even say anything about that, you know?
Right. Braden, you sent something about an ex-Googler that said AI was talking about the job situation and universal income and all that. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. Our good pal Cliff actually sent that to me, and that was kind of a late edition. I don't know which one was the former Google employee, but it was from a podcast, and yeah, it was basically just talking about how in the next couple years that universal basic income will be a thing, because AI will be so capable. And, you know, we talked frequently about this on here, probably since episode 1, because as we're covering everything mostly in real time, I mean, it continues to evolve. I'll be honest, if it was done fairly, and we'll get to that. We'll get to that. I'm teeing you up.
Okay.
If it was done fairly, and you know, you could have a nice, I don't know, say $3,000 a month. I don't know, a decent little chunk of change, and yeah, sign me the fuck up. I can find shit to do. I can find side hustles that I would actually enjoy doing. But I don't think that's going to be the case. So I know you kind of went on a tangent in our little group chat, Mike, and you put it very eloquently.
Well, the tangent is simple. It's like, you look at where we are today. Okay, we have people who have billions of dollars, money that they could never spend in their whole entire lifetime, even if they wanted to. There's no possible way it could happen. And we have people on the streets begging for money. Okay, we have people who are going hungry tonight. There are people who hasn't ate but probably a piece of bubble gum today. Okay, shit isn't equal. Could it be more equal? Yes. Is it? No. So the thought of basic, the whole universal income, it's a great idea. If implemented correctly, you are right. However, it can never happen. Why? Because people won't allow it. There's no way the rich people would ever allow the poor people to get a leg up. You know what? A little bit of it is their own arrogance, their own I'm special. You think a rich person is going to literally level themselves off to be on the same playing field as a poor person? No way. Absolutely not. Now, of course, now these rich people are going to be the ones that own all the companies, so they're going to get more profits anyway. But there's so many people in the world that are going without. What would be the criteria for getting the money? Because we're talking about people who literally get $5 a week or no money a week, or you know what I mean? There's people out there that get nothing right now. And if you actually leveled that out, and where would that money come from anyway? It have to come from the wealthy because the middle class doesn't have it. Okay, the middle class would basically just be completely obliterated. Okay, if that happened, again, we would all be on a level playing field, and there's no way that that's ever going to happen. They're never going to allow that. We've always, again, going back to the documentary, we've always been the puppets, the pawns in this game, as the rich people are allowed to do whatever they want to us. You know, I don't know what the system is. I don't know how it's going to work because, yeah, if the people don't have any money, they're not going to be able to buy any of the stuff that these AIs are making. So there has to be something. There's going to have to be some kind of give, but I just don't think it's going to be as equal as people think. You know, I don't think it's going to be as fair as people think, and I think it's going to suck probably. If you have no job and you have no way to get money, you're reliant. And again, this is a little bit like communism, right? A little bit. I mean, it's a socialism rather. It's a little bit like socialism, a little bit. I mean, where you having to rely on because who's giving you the money? The government, rich people. Somebody has to give you the money. So if you're not making it yourself, it has to come from somewhere, which means that they can regulate it and deem whatever it is necessary that you're going to be able to get. So I don't think it's going to be good. That's all I have to say.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I would follow along those same sentiments. Maybe not in the same words, but definitely the same sentiments. What you're saying? What would be the incentive of sending that money down the line? You know, if you just had less people out there to take care of, then you wouldn't have to worry about spending as much. You know, so you wouldn't worry about it. It kind of comes around. I think the reason why this came back up because there's been two other times since we've been having this podcast that this has kind of came about. You know, we had the meteorite statement, whether or not that was real, whole different thing. But then also with the tariffs, you know, we're going to send money out because of these tariffs, and everybody's going to get their own money, make all kinds of money off these tariffs and things of that nature. So it just keeps coming around. It's like that old commercial with the guy with the dollar on the end of the hook. He's like, got you $1.
It's here. It's right over this cliff.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's we'll see. Time will tell, and obviously time coming up pretty soon. We'll tell about that. David Bowie in 1999 had some things to say about the internet and probably the way things are going. Braden, I think he was a prophet.
Yeah, man, huge Bowie fan. And this makes me like him even more from, like you said, he's a little bit of a prophet. They were talking about the internet and how, and again, like you said, this was in 99, how at that point in time, we hadn't even seen its full potential. And it's almost like an alien being or its own entity, so to speak. And, yeah, you flash forward 27 years, and I think he's right on the money. Like, because the internet kind of lended itself to this AI revolution. And even taking out AI, you've had social media that has drastically changed society. So, yeah, I definitely think he was kind of prophetic in that statement.
Yeah, I don't think he was hopeful when he was talking about it.
No,
No. And I think
no.
we have seen, as we all are all kind of guinea pigs to this technology, that everything that's been been given to us or laid out there is not always good. I mean, there's definitely been a lot of negativity with it, a lot of uh, I don't know. It's just a different world. It feels like, and maybe it's the same world, but it's under such a microscope that it feels like a different world. So I don't know. I can't say that that's a good thing. You know, as many good things as there are about the internet, and there are a lot of good things about it. I mean, let's face it. I mean, there definitely are. But I mean, you do have to take the good with the bad. But the bad is there. You cannot deny it. I mean, it definitely is. It can be a dark place.
Yeah.
Well, and you know what they consider to be the internet is a pretty bad place, and I don't really know anything about it, but I know there's a dark web out there. So if there's worse than what we're able to see on just normal stuff, then yeah, there's definitely a lot of bad. The potential for good is astonishing, but that's not really the way I guess we're programmed to do things, in a lack of better terms. Yeah, it really is just hide the smut in the background and polish that turd.
I'd say turn comments off of every social media app and feature, and in 2 years you'd see a little bit brighter future, a little bit. That would definitely help, but that's not going to happen. Um, all right, let's get into some other stuff here. EPA reverses its stance on climate change and is axing the ability to regulate emissions.
So,
fake news, climate change.
I mean, yeah. Well, to kind of loop back around to that Dupont conversation, while you guys were kind of talking about all that, the thing that kept crossing my mind was actually this, and just how much we've rolled back, just in the past year, and there's regulations put in place for a reason. They're still obviously not good enough because things happen, but it's something. And yeah, it's really sad. Like, I don't know.
Well, not only this, but pulling out the Paris Accord. I mean, just obviously saying I mean, it's hard. I mean, do I think that there are people that you talk about Al Gore, and Al Gore big. I mean, then I mean, there's been a lot of stuff saying, hey, Al Gore had stake in so and so stuff about climate change. Is that real? Possibly. I mean, does that make give him motive to push it? It does. It still doesn't make it not real, you know? I mean, I think that these people who go into these, like Antarctica, or I'm sorry, the polar ice caps and stuff, and see the things melting. I mean, they can tell you, hey, this ain't normal, you know? I mean, obviously the Earth has always changed and stuff, yeah, but to think that we're not playing a part of it is kind of silly. But obviously, this administration doesn't care at all about the planet. They're all, again, we're talking about like with Dupont. It's all about the dollar. It doesn't matter about what happens. even down the line, future generations, to everybody, kind of a deal. It's just about that almighty dollar, and that's why pulling out of this and going back and totally taking 2 steps back is profitable in that way for them, but not for us. It's sad that we have never been able to get on the same page about this, because what people do is they go, well, I know it was really crazy hot in the summer, but look now, we got snow. Obviously, there is no such thing as climate change. And maybe because they called it, the greenhouse effect, and they called it, just these things that sound like something is going to burn the planet up or something. But it literally is doing that. It just is changing, and when it does it, all kinds of crazy things happen. Look at Tornado Alley now, how it's changed. Tornado Alley is here now. It used to be in Kansas. If Wizard of Oz was made today, it would be in Tennessee. Probably.
It'd be some bridesmaid from Nashville getting fucking taken away off one of those party buses. So
I'd watch that.
Break.
I only had a brain.
You talked about how the Dupont thing made you think about the EPA part. Definitely all puts together, Michael, your statements, and I'm putting the pieces of the puzzle together, and I'm thinking, wasn't there allegedly a statement, that I can ruin this country and things like that. It's like everything's kind of like bright light shining here and there and everywhere.
If you want to get to that, that was about the tariffs. Basically, whenever the Supreme Court said no tariffs, they're not legal. And what did I say in the chat? And I hadn't even heard any response. I said he was going to throw a tantrum, and he did what? Threw a tantrum. He threw a tantrum, and then he said, "Okay, then, 10% tariffs on everything," which apparently is something that only can last for 150 days.
Yep, I had heard that also.
But last I checked, he's upped it from 10 to 15. I don't even know, man. It's so silly. He thinks he's so above any laws. He can do whatever he wants. And the problem is because they've been letting him do it. They really should have reined him in a year ago. But
the Dow's at 500,000, right?
I've heard that. I heard that somewhere. I'm not sure.
Sorry.
I heard that's the thing. But no, it's crazy that yes. And then he said, like you were saying, I can destroy the country. And I think he doesn't give a shit. Again, this is the guy he's on fucking death's door. You know what I mean? He probably doesn't even know who the fuck he is. He thinks he's Genghis Khan or something. Who knows? But why would he care? He don't care. He doesn't seem like a guy who has empathy for anybody. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, even making that statement, and even if it was a lighthearted statement, I haven't heard it. I didn't actually hear it. I'm not 100% sure it's true. Lord, I hope it's not. But yeah, if the president even uttering those words seems very bad.
And yet, not surprising at all, is it? Is anybody surprised that he said it?
Yeah, no.
Not at all. Not even like, oh, yeah, that checks out.
But saying things like that in the same weeks as they've stated things that, because some of the folks in the Olympics who were not so excited to say they were supporting America or here for America, I can kind of understand why some of them acted the way they did, and I didn't actually hear them say anything that was crazy out there. But
I'm Canadian adjacent.
Yeah. I live just south of Canada. No, it was so it's I forgot. I think there was a saying that you used to say back in the day, Michael, but I can't recall it at the moment. About how when it's okay for one person to say something, but not the other. And for the life of me, I can't remember what it was at the moment.
Well, I don't know. It's not ringing a bell.
One of these days, I'll remember it out of the blue.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Not good for the gander, maybe. I don't know exactly.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's just get into it. We've got a lot to cover here with the Epstein Files. There's been a lot of stuff these last 2 weeks about the Epstein Files. I couldn't even keep up with. I'll tell you right now, this particular period of time is a conspiracy theorist wet dream. All right? There's so much crazy stuff going on. People have really been digging into these files, what's been released. Obviously, they're not going to release the rest of them because we don't need them. Even though apparently, allegedly, they released about a few hundred gigabytes, even though there's like so many terabytes of the documents, but we don't need the rest of them. They're probably the same old rehash stuff. Let's face it. Some of these
stuff.
Absolutely. There's so much here that's come out. I couldn't keep up with all of them. We're not going to list them all. We'd be here all night. You have any, Braden, that you want to touch on before I have a little list here?
Go ahead.
All right. Well, first we got the Life Touch pictures about the guy who's what is he like? He was associated with Epstein. It's the intricate web that we're finding out about these elites and how they're all connected in such a crazy woven web is very scary and just mind-boggling. But so apparently these Life Touch pictures, which is it wasn't ours back in the day. Ours was Olin Mills, but I don't know. That could be associated. But apparently it was for a lot of places. Took pictures of all the people at school. We don't know if Epstein ever got any of these or anything, but still, it's creepy. It's creepy. I mean, there's been all kinds of stuff. People are saying, hey, Epstein's not dead. He's in Israel. They're saying Ghislaine Maxwell's not in prison. They have somebody replacing her. What do you guys think about all that stuff?
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, to your point, it's every time you turn around, it's like Epstein had a hand in this and Epstein had a hand in that. And it's just like, I think Cliff put it very, very well. He's like the Forrest Gump of terrible shit because
yeah.
Every time you turn around, he's involved in something. And even, I think it was Bondi that said, and obviously we'll get to her probably, but
we will.
Something, I'm paraphrasing, but the entire system would collapse if there was prosecutions. And I'm like,
actually, Snopes says that's not true. Snopes says she didn't say that. That's what they say. I don't know.
But it would collapse, and
it would.
I mean, maybe it needs to. And I think, Matt, you've even said that on here before, that maybe it needs to. Like, maybe we need a fresh start. But
absolutely. Well, I mean, Trump's got so many people that he's appointed into positions of power that are or have been involved with Epstein, in so many different ways. It's crazy. I mean, it's just wild. But I mean, that guy, the picture with the guy in Israel, it looks like him. So who knows? It would not surprise me one bit. I mean, either he was killed or he was replaced, but he definitely didn't kill himself. Let's face that. All right. So, and then there was another thing. Some of the files were kind of insinuating a eugenics breeding program. I mean, we're talking about full-on fucking Hitler shit here. If you read the one I sent you, it was basically like a woman giving birth to these kids, and then the kids being taken away, and then giving birth to another one, and I'm just like, what? I mean, who knows? That's wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything on that, Matt?
No, not really. That's such a sick concept, but it's not anything that's out of the realm for normal. Without going into a lot of detail, I know there are kids who are sold when they're very young for drug money, so in a sense, that's kind of the same type of thing. And who knows where those kids actually go, because it's usually no paperwork with those types of transactions, and those, something that I personally know happens. So like I said, I won't go into details, but I know has happened before.
Yeah, that's crazy. There was another thing about jerky, which some people alluded to, that it was talking about eating human people, making them into jerky, because you can pretty much make jerky out of any meat. But apparently that's not really what they were saying. He actually just apparently liked jerky. But, there was some insinuations of cannibalism and stuff. Again, it's some stuff you can maybe read into it too much, but I mean, there are some bizarre things in there. There was even a thing about John Benet Ramsey. There was a conspiracy about that Ghislaine Maxwell was in a picture with her, so maybe they killed her. Which I mean is kind of wild, but hey, let's just throw flipping darts at everything here, I guess. I mean, it could.
The key thing that I think we need to be cognizant of in all this, and this is one thing that I feared, and that is AI. I don't know how much of this shit, because there's a flood of it.
Especially when you look at pictures, you don't know for sure. So, but I mean, look, usually I'll go to Snopes and they'll like trace it usually back, and so I mean, eventually it may get to a point where they can't figure that out. So that could be a scary point. I'm gonna let you take this one, Braden, because you know more about this one than I do. A big one, The Simpsons.
Yeah, so this one was kind of crazy. There was a thing that came across where an episode has kind of went viral, and what's weird is I actually just watched the episode very recently. There's a 24/7 Simpsons channel on Disney Plus, and a lot of times when I just want some background noise and everybody's just kind of vibing, I'll throw that on. And I actually watched this episode. Homer starts kind of breaking all these scoops online as Mr. X, and the wrong people. He breaks a scoop about the wrong people. They take him to this island. He keeps getting drugged. He can't escape the island, and it's all the rich and powerful people of the world. And I was just, I think I told you guys I did the DiCaprio. Hey, like this kind of is wild. And to add to that, apparently, and the girl's name escapes me now, but there was a Epstein victim who said Matt Groening was on a flight. She gave him a foot massage apparently, but outside of that, she's nothing nefarious according to her. So that's good to know, because I do love The Simpsons. But that combined with the episode content, I was just like, huh. And I think it came out in like 01, 02, something like that. So.
Yeah. And so here's what it said, Matt. It came out, there was like a flash on the screen. It said, some creepy figures on an island are secretly ruining the world.
Yep.
So pretty wild stuff. But they're kind of saying, well, I don't think Simpsons predicted everything. I think they just knew about it. Some stuff. And probably more stuff too if you'd actually watch more episodes. I'm sure there may be even more insinuations in there. So that's a wild one. We got Representative Lou. How do you pronounce his name? Lieu. He read all the redacted files. A lot of people are being able to read the redacted files now. I don't know if they're having access to all the ones that we don't ever get to see apparently, but he says that there's plenty of files in there that implicate allegedly Trump raping children.
I had heard that also, and
yeah,
I'll go back to the statement that if these are things that are actually there needs to be some kind of accountability. I know he's allegedly stated he's already been exonerated from all of this, so
he says a lot of stuff.
I guess he could pardon himself. I don't know exactly.
Well, that's the thing too. There was a guy that came out and said that Donald, back in, what was it, 2006 or something, it said, yeah, check out this guy. He's doing a lot of creepy things or something, saying he's a whistleblower. But none of that correlates with anything else he's ever said, does it? Like, it does not gel with anything else he's ever said. Like, from back in the day when he said, hey, he's a great guy, to, I barely know the guy. I don't even know the guy. I take pictures with everybody. Yeah. And then there was the DOJ that removed some record of interviews, apparently, allegedly, with an underage girl that said that Trump did some nefarious things with her, removing records. Always good. Always good when you take stuff out and not let the public see. Prince Andrew got arrested. The former Prince Andrew got arrested over in the UK. I mean, I would have led with this, but really the thing is he got arrested, but he only got arrested because apparently he was saying some stuff about some like official business secrets and stuff in the email. He wasn't really arrested about actual sex trafficking or anything like that, right, Braden?
Yeah, so, it was kind of similar to insider trading, I think. Mm-hmm. It's kind of along the lines. So, and I wonder if he's going to be the fall guy to say, well, they got somebody, but like,
yeah, we're good.
Yeah, I don't know. I look at it like this, we've been waiting since, I don't know, JFK was assassinated in 1963. Is that right? So we still don't really know what happened. We know the story, allegedly. And anytime there's a thing of like, oh, here comes some more stuff, the truth is going to be revealed. It's nothing. So I'm kind of beginning to think that, we're in the thick of this now. We're living history. And I'm just like, is this going to be like JFK? They're going to give us just enough breadcrumbs, but never really reveal everything. Yep.
Well, because like you said before, if they revealed everything, we would be seeing a lot of arrests here. A lot of people would be going down. Obviously, Bannon would be going down. Trump would be going down, I think. Allegedly. Clinton probably would be going down. I mean, a lot of these people would be going down. I say take them all. I say take every single one of them. Lock them up. Hillary, if she's in there, I don't care. I don't give a crap. If Bernie Sanders is in there, put him in there. If Big Bird is in there, lock him away. I don't care. But like you said, it's not going to happen. They're not even trying to. We'll get to that in a second. But they're not literally even trying to prosecute people. Here in America. And again, even with him, when I heard he was arrested, I was like, yeah, wow, cool. But then you see what it was for, and it's like, well, okay, I mean, it's cool that he got arrested for something, and maybe this is that OJ situation to a degree, but it's still not for the same thing. We had a Kentucky representative saw some of those Epstein Files, and then he said, I'm not suicidal. My car is good. My brakes are good. I mean, it's pretty crazy when you have to do that because so many people have reportedly killed himself. And I hate it when they say that. What was that girl's name? The one girl that the whistleblower, the main one, that she killed herself. Because I don't believe that for a second. Not even a second.
Virginia Guthrie, is that it? Yep.
Virginia Guthrie. Yeah, I don't believe that for a second. Because come on, I mean, it's just too convenient, you know. Yeah. So, you got anything about Epstein being a math teacher, Braden?
Yeah. So I think this was the little song that I sent you guys, right?
Yeah.
And not only was it kind of catchy, but it laid everything out. Dude was a math teacher, I think, set up in New York at one of the highest institutions, didn't have a degree, and from there kind of was managing some of the New York elite's bank accounts, and just kind of lays out how he kind of weaseled his way up. Because that's the thing I've been trying to do is
weasel your way up.
That and
well, I don't know if this is.
You left it open. I had to take it.
Fair.
I don't know if we should be looking up to Epstein. Okay, go ahead.
No, but just find out who this guy is. Why is he connected to everything? And yeah, that little song kind of laid it out really eloquently that he just kind of, I guess, hustled his way. Like, that might be the wrong term, because ideally you want somebody to hustle, but maybe not in this regard. But it's just fascinating at his story, and I'm still trying to learn more about it because I don't understand how one man has the keys to the kingdom like this. Yeah. Or if he is just a pawn.
You know, that's what I think too. It's like, it's so crazy that, yeah, okay, you got money and power and influence, but how is it that you're able to sort of get all these people and let's face it, maybe some of them didn't know what he was doing, but a lot of them did. But how would you, when you're doing something like this, it seems like it's something you try to keep secret to a degree, right? So how is it he's able to finagle all these people? I mean, to get Trump, I mean, that just seems like, I mean, on par for the course. But all these other people, it seems kind of weird that he would be able to say, "Hey, you want to come to my island, see what's happening here?" You know, all these people that have sent emails like talking about Snow White and all this stuff. You know, it's just so wild that there was never a thought in his head, "Hey, I want to get caught with this." The amount of bravado, maybe or I don't know, that it takes to be like, I'm gonna fucking let everybody know what I'm doing. Not everybody, but the elite, and let them in on it, and we're gonna have a little party. It's kind of wild, right?
Yeah, and one of the things, definitely not substantiated information, but allegedly he may have also been a CIA operative or informant.
That was a thing, yes.
Yeah, and it's like,
which I mean,
okay. And I know we learn about crazy shit that those guys do to set other people up, and it's like, okay, there's a lot of layers of this onion.
That would explain a get out of jail free card for him, for sure. I mean, so I mean, who knows? Who knows? All right, let's move on. We got a lot more to talk about. So anyway, we could go on and on about the Epstein. There's literally a whole litany of ideas and theories floating around out there. It's crazy. Some of them probably are true. Some of them may be a little bit far fetched, but it's wild, and it's going to continue. Like Braden says, this is a part of history. We're going to look back on this and be talking about this for years to come because we're probably never going to get anything satisfactory as far as a conclusion here of what we really want here. Um, there was a story about a British woman who was shot dead by her dad. I guess maybe she was from here. She was in Brit, or I don't know if she was from here, or one way or the other. But British woman came to America. Her dad was here. He was a Trump, MAGA supporter, and they had an argument over Trump, and he shot her and killed her. I mean, if you can't get along with your family to the point to even not even be civil and not kill each other, it's sad. I don't really know when the story took place, though. I don't know if this was actually recent or if it was. You know how it is these days. You see a story, and you see it today. It just pops in. So, but it literally happened like 2 years ago. So I don't even know when exactly this happened. All right, let's move on to Bondi. The Bondi. Again, Evil Lynn. Look for her in the new Masters of the Universe. Bondi addressed Congress, and this was the funnest shit I ever saw. Somebody who just literally kind of got the shit kicked out of, not kicked, but like literally got fucking railed by all these Congress people. I was liking it. She is a mini Trump. She has the same cadence as him and the same sort of comebacks and shit. It's disrespectful, it's insulting, and all this stuff. But you want to talk a little about what she was saying to some of those people in Congress there, Braden?
Well, the main thing we should have led off with, and Matt alluded to it, is the Dow. I mean, it's up 50,000. Maybe at the time of this recording, it is up to 500,000. It's just going through the roof.
I don't know why you're laughing.
Yeah. I mean, with the 15% tariffs now tacked on, I'm sure by Monday it will be maybe even 1 million. Who knows? Hottest country in the world. And really, that's what we need to be talking about.
Absolutely.
No, it was an SNL skit come to life. The thing that kind of got me was, and I don't know the woman, but she was one of the Congress people questioning Bondi, and they were going back and forth, and she was like, this isn't a game, Secretary. And she says, I'm Attorney General. And she's like, oh, I couldn't tell. So it was like, damn. But yeah, I mean, and a lot of this is kind of tied in with the Epstein stuff a little bit. And it's, here's the thing. We harp on Trump and this administration because they ran on releasing all this, but we can go back to Bush, we can go back to Obama, and even Biden. This, while Trump seems to be covering it up to a degree that is laughable and clearly obvious, this is multiple administrations that did fuck all to do anything about this. So, but yeah, back to Bondi, it was just insane. Like I said, it was an SNL skit come to life.
Well, when they had the Epstein victim survivors stand up about how none of the DOJ would ever talk to them, and she wouldn't even look at them. I mean, it's just telling of how they really don't care about these people, and just the flagrant disrespect of, have you ever apologized to Trump, the greatest president in American history? It's like, oh my God, could your nose get in the ground? It's just terrible. Matt, did you have anything on that?
You guys covered everything I could have said.
Well, and then they released a banner at the DOJ, not surprising there. And of course, then she admitted that the DOJ has secret domestic terrorist list, which is fun.
So on that, they are actually using the National Security Presidential Memorandum, NSPM 7, which I want to just toot my own horn because we can check the archives. I brought this up when it was signed into law, I think back in September-ish, October-ish. It was on one of our first episodes. And now here it is being put into action.
Gotcha.
And to refresh everybody's memory, it is adding to an ever-growing list of basically domestic terrorists. If you say anything bad against the current administration, they can frame a lot of different things as political violence. So the fact that there is a list, supposedly, allegedly, however, if there is a list, that is extremely concerning. So,
and it starts with math.
Well, I'm quite certain there's multiple of me and you, Mike, because wherever we go, I find us everywhere. Braden's name's not quite as popular as ours.
Yeah. We're getting there, though. There's a few. There's some Bradens out there, yeah. Adding on to this, Homeland Security reportedly sent hundreds of subpoenas to identify ICE critics online. And then, of course, Reddit, Meta, and Google said, yes, I'll give you anything you want. That's fun. I mean, those are three, like, no big name companies, though. They don't do anything. No. Nobody's ever on those. So,
traffic. How many clicks?
So here's the thing. It is a slippery slope because ideally, you brought up the dark web earlier. If there is things going on of an online group on Reddit or whatever planning a domestic terrorist attack, I don't know if there was chat groups back in December-ish, January 2020, 2021, when a lot of people were talking.
Republican group?
Allegedly. So if something like that was going on, yeah, that we probably need to know about that. So if you're criticizing an administration and you're just posting things, okay, I don't see the harm in that. And if you're getting put on a list because of your right to use free speech, essentially, okay, that's a little odd. So I don't know. I can see the argument that we need to have eyes on certain people, but at the same time, it's what you have those eyes on those people for.
Well, there's a world of difference between saying this administration sucks and saying let's go hang up this motherfucker on Thursday. That's a world of difference. I mean, that's that sort of stuff is that's. I don't feel like it's just for that, and I don't know. Again, we talked about the lack of privacy anymore. There's literally nothing anymore. I mean, it's like, it's wild. It's wild. I mean, I'm not saying anything you put in there is something, that you should be wary of necessarily, but, the fact that they're making lists of just people that are against and that are critics. Again, I mean, you're going to have critics. Every administration's had critics. I mean, that's just par for the course. I mean, I think this one has a lot. That's just my opinion. But, what are you going to do with this? Are you literally going to arrest half the fucking population? Because,
yeah. Are we around 40% again? Is that where we're at? Or a little under at this point in approval rating? So, I mean, yeah, that'd be a little over half the population.
Yeah.
Mm.
Anything new on the Nancy Guthrie kidnapping, Braden? Anything like that we want to talk about?
You know, so this is kind of one of the water cooler topics in the workplace that admittedly I've been trying to learn a little bit more about. So I know it's Savannah Guthrie's mom that got kidnapped, back in January now? Late January, something like that. So I know there was a ring video that they thought they had the guy. They caught somebody. They let him loose. But yeah, I've been trying to piece more of the puzzle together because as I said, it's kind of one of the water cooler topics that I'm not as in tune with as I'm not going to say as I should be, but maybe as I would like to be, because it is, what little I do know, it is an interesting story.
Well, this does tie back to Epstein, right?
There has been rumor and innuendo about that. So
because the reporter, she interviewed that survivor, the Virginia girl who killed herself. So there is who knows? Could that be a part of it? I don't know. Anything else on that? Kevin?
No, I don't have anything on that.
All right, new forensic. We talked about this. New forensic says Kurt Cobain was murdered, not a suicide. Cops say, "Fuck you. We're not opening it up. Don't care. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Move along. Nothing to see here." Which doesn't surprise me at all. Kind of one of the things that, of course, Courtney Love's like, "Oh, I've been hearing this for years. I killed him. Whatever." Yeah, so it's just, again, another one of those things that you'll never know because they'll never actually fully, they supposedly re-examined him a few years ago and didn't find anything, supposedly. But again, these cops, I mean, look, they're not in the benefit, it's not their benefit to say we were wrong, so they're never going to do it. I mean, that's the thing about when you get these people in power. I mean, if they're wrong, then they're going to get sued. They don't want to get sued, so they're not going to do it. I mean, doesn't this make sense? There should be some sort of different checkpoint here, like where if you yourself, your law enforcement, like you're the one that investigated the whole thing. There should be somebody else who comes in if there is a new way to open it up. That's my opinion, but I'm crazy. Anyway, we'll touch on this real quickly. 41 Tennessee DUI arrests dismissed by one former trooper, and obviously not a trooper now, but that's good because 41 probably sober people arrested by one guy. Oof. Jeez. Get him off the streets. So,
yeah,
that's what I said to that guy. All U.S. Social Security numbers may need to be changed. Thank you, Musk.
Yeah, that's my thing, man, is we still don't know what the fuck he was doing up there, fucked up on ketamine, just poking around the government, having a grand old time with his hacker group. And this might just be the tip of the iceberg. I don't know. But yeah, it's just par for the course at this point.
I'll never be able to remember another one.
I can barely remember this one.
Yeah. It's taken me 40-something years to get this one down. I'll never get another one in. I don't have to remember phone numbers anymore. So my whole ability to remember numbers has gone out the window.
Yeah. I mean, it's sad. It's sad that they let them have that power, that information. I mean, again, nobody else would have. Trump's like, come on in. All right. Jesus wasn't real. No. Jesus was a psychedelic mushroom. Matt, you got this one?
I mean, I skimmed over what was there, but I mean, I'm not opposed to the idea. Don't get me wrong, you can have some very bad trips, but most of the time, that's when
But what
I
you're
have
saying
felt
is
most.
Jesus is bad.
Yeah, no, well, no. I mean, sure, there was plenty of bad things if Jesus was real, but um, the times I've taken mushrooms, I have felt very enlightened. I would say it has helped me with depression and getting through some really difficult mental blocks. Now, granted, it's been years since I've done it, just because I've gotten older and I don't like hurling. So,
Yeah.
but no, definitely, I could see that being a thing, and I've known folks who have had shared hallucinations when they do mushrooms together. So maybe there was just 12 guys walking around the desert dehydrated on some shrooms, followed this thing around for a few years, wrote some stories, some songs, carried that out.
Mushrooms.
Went on a road show. So,
Brandon, you got anything else on that?
So the Bible is just like an Allman Brothers documentary or biography. No, so it a little more context. John Allegro published a book in the 70s. It's based on his interpretation. I think it's, if I read right, the Dead Sea Scrolls, and how his interpretation was that Christianity was actually a cover for a secret cryptic sex cult generated by people under the influence of mushrooms, or to be specific, Amanita muscaria. I'm sure I butchered that, but the mushrooms with the white dots.
okay.
And I think that those are a little bit less intense, but still intense nonetheless. And I'm not saying I believe this. I'm not saying I don't believe it, because there are certainly many plot holes in that story. For as much flack as the finale of Stranger Things has gotten, I'm just like, yeah, maybe you should read the Bible.
Talk about
that
plot
was
holes.
No. It's an interesting theory. Again, I don't know if I believe it, but who knows?
That's definitely interesting. Yeah. See, and like I said, I just skimmed it, so I wasn't fair. I just kind of took it on my own route. But to know that's definitely interesting. I could, wouldn't surprise me. Next thing you're going to tell me is aliens are real. I mean, so.
Whoa, look at that! Look at that! I'm pretty sure the leader of that sex cult, was Epstein. Could be wrong. All right, moving on. We got tons more stuff here. CBS refuses to run a Stephen Colbert interview with a Texas candidate, James Tallarico. Again, we already talked about how CBS is corrupted now. They pretty much they might as well be Fox Part 2 at this point. So yeah, they're worried that Texas is going to flip. I think that would take a lot. I think that would be crazy. Texas being Texas, I mean that's a wild one to flip. If you can flip Texas, I mean that's a strong one. But they're afraid of it, because these midterms are going to be crazy. So, but you can check out. But nowadays when they bury shit like that, it's not really that buried because you can go watch it. You can go watch it on YouTube. So, so it's not exactly.
Yeah, I watched that video. That was a very good video. There were a lot of great points. Yeah, it's wild to think that we had to go check that on the internet as opposed to just being able to see that on television.
Yeah, yeah. Because again, they want a narrative, man. It's all about narrative. So, all right, moving on. Germany made some floats mocking Trump on President's Day. Uh, this was wild. Different ones, but the one that caught my eye the most was the one of Trump with his pants pulled down, basically trying to rape the Statue of Liberty. Uh, kind of wild. You know, I was thinking about it, it's like there've always been probably people that didn't like presidents and stuff, but has there ever been a president so mocked? Now I know, like the left is always mocked. I mean, I remember Bush being taking a lot of hits on U.S. soil, but I just don't remember it so universally being mocked. Like when he went to Britain and there was the big picture of him and Epstein on a building and stuff. I just don't remember it being such a thing where, like, Germany's our ally, We're not even enemies with them. And they're like, what do you think?
Yeah, I can't remember it either. That it is wild that, to claim to be this deal maker and all this bravado, like the reality is a lot of people don't like him and they're just like, no, fuck you, dude. So I can't remember it.
Yeah, it's wild. Pennsylvania man cleared after 43 years in prison for murder, and yet they won't release him because of some immigration issues. Apparently, maybe he is an immigrant. I don't know what the deal is, but that's just our judicial system hard at work, doing the right thing as always. Yeah.
Yeah, that's insanity. I think after 42 years of being in prison on U.S. soil, you kind of should at least be considered to be a. Isn't it common law 7 years? I mean,
a marriage is still 7 years. Pulp Fiction co-writer says that AI is the future of filmmaking and is making 3 movies with it currently. There was a thing that came out recently. I think it was from, I don't know if it was China or Japan, but they were showing a bunch of different new sort of AI videos of like people fighting. Like I think one of them was Brad Pitt fighting somebody. Keanu Reeves was fighting himself. It was like John Wick was fighting Neo. There's just different ones. I mean, they're looking. It's looking better. It's looking more realistic all the time. I don't think it's exactly there yet, but man, it is getting there. If you look from the evolution of like 3 years ago to now, I mean, it's definitely getting there. So, yeah, give it another couple years. I think it's probably going to be there, and AI will be. I mean, as much as Hollywood says no now, they're going to embrace it. I mean, it's just too easy, just like they did CGI. It's just too easy. All right, on to something scary. Meta files a patent to reconstruct digital personas to give you like a voice and to make you post after death. What?
Yeah, that part was very unsettling, and I don't really have anything to say here. I did read through that, but yeah, hopefully you guys don't talk to me when I'm gone.
I'm going to shit talk you when you're dead for sure.
Well, okay. I guess if it's the AI version of me, that's all right.
Braden, what do you got?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, on the one hand, for loved ones, we talked about the Suzanne Summers thing on here. I can kind of wrap my head around it to a certain point, but at the same time, it's not them. Like, yeah, I don't know. Now what I'm waiting on is them to just like upload your consciousness to a cloud or some shit.
What if it could? Yeah.
Like, now that might be more my speed.
If you haven't watched it, I think I brought this up before. You need to watch Upload. That's what it's about. I thought it was a very interesting concept how they did it too.
It's weird. It's weird.
Well, here's my thing about it is, I mean, if you want to make your own version of somebody, go, you do you, right? Like with Suzanne Summers' husband, that's what makes him happy, go for it. But I don't see a public social media site being necessary to have your. What if all you're doing is doing Nazi videos all day long? They're going to post those to the end of time? I don't understand what the reasoning for this. This is Zuckerberg thinking Facebook is so much more important than it actually is. Like, really, you know? Like, who would? I mean, can you imagine? Look, bereavement and loss is hard enough. I mean, it is a terrible thing, and obviously, with time, you don't maybe necessarily get over it, but you do learn to live on. How are you going to do that if you're waking up every day and Matt's fucking sending me a video of some dumb shit that he like, stop fucking harassing me from the underworld?
At least use a younger version.
Stop sending me Creed videos. I don't like them. I don't see at all the point of this. This is scary, stupid nerd shit.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, with everything else that we know or everything else allegedly that has happened with our information that's been gathered by these companies, do we really think that they wouldn't just have us out there doing whatever they wanted us to do? Or maybe someone else, another entity, has set up a profile as me and now has my voice and can call you guys and say, hey man, I just ran off the road, I need you to meet me here. And,
that's the thing. Yeah. Oh, they already do that now to a degree. Like, they can already do that. Look, I knew people back in, I don't know, what was it, like 15 years ago, almost 20 years ago, who could mimic your phone and call you and make it look like you were calling yourself. Like, that was that long ago. But now, applied with AI, I mean, heck, you can even get a video of somebody. Hey man,
you can FaceTime somebody.
Yeah, I'm stuck here. Look where I'm at. I need like $20. I need $100 real quick. Can you just give me your debit card number? I'm gonna do this. I mean, and you know who this is really going to affect? Us, because we're going to be old and senile and stupid. So by the time we're like, yeah, okay, Matt, it's you. I can tell. Here, I mean, we've already seen all these people that are older now falling for these email scams.
Oh yeah.
There was some guy who lost all kinds of money because he thought he was in a relationship with Jennifer Aniston. I mean, what the fuck, you know? like seriously, it is going to be scary because now you're not going to be. I mean, I think people are going to have a freaking password, like a code word, when you talk to somebody.
I think they call that a safe word, Mike.
Hello, banana. It's that's crazy.
Porcupine.
All right, moving on. Let's go to Tennessee. Tennessee, good old Tennessee. Tennessee, always known to be the brightest and bravest and the best when it comes to bills. Always doing the fun stuff. Always a beacon of light and hope, I say. That's what I say. Tennessee bill would allow the death penalty for women who would have an abortion. Yeah. Stupid.
Well, there was something stated earlier about how we keep going back. Like, and this is another situation to where I feel like we fell really far back. Because even what I read didn't seem like in some situations where it probably would be a really good idea for the abortion, that could still draw scrutiny and cause someone else to lose a life over it. I mean, that's insanity.
Yeah, I mean, look, George Carlin said it best. He says these people, they don't care about humans. They want babies, and then whenever they grow up, they don't want anything to do with them. They don't want to take care of these people. They don't want any of this stuff. It's just a talking point for Christians. I mean, really, let's face it. And the right, but it's just so silly. It's gotten out of hand. It's like you don't care about people. You don't care about some person. This is just a way for you to put your nose in somebody else's business and control them because that's what you think that you need to do. It's so silly. But murder, I don't know, man. It's just like, again, taking the ability to do it away is bad enough, but you start fucking charging people.
Yeah, it's. Oh Lord, never mind. I just lost what I was going to say. It'll come back to me. You guys probably want to go ahead and talk again then.
Anything on that, Brad?
No, it is really dumb. I mean, again, trying to be rational. I can get it if you got a bunch of young women out there that's like waiting till 7 or 8 months to get that abortion. Okay, I can rationalize that maybe that is wrong.
This thing's about to pop. Kill it.
Yeah. But if it's very, very early in the pregnancy and there is complications and things of that nature, then if she's going to die, like if she carries this through, for instance, yeah, I mean, again, you're just taking away. It's more steps towards the Handmaid's Tale.
But first of all, even before this whole retraction on Roe versus Wade, they wouldn't do abortions at eight months.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, the likelihood of that stuff is just ridiculously low to nothing. I mean, we're talking about people that literally just go, "Oh shit, I'm pregnant."
Yep.
Well, and I know I've heard the statement that we've got to do this because birth rates are going down all over the world. There may be a reason birth rates are going down all over the world.
There's a lot of rates.
I think that's a fairly responsible thing to happen. Now, granted, if we got down to where there were just a handful of people on the planet, then that could be a really bad thing. But as of right now, I don't think we should have every baby. It always takes me back to the "Every Sperm is Sacred" song from freaking Monty Python.
Well, again, going back to what I was talking about earlier, we have people going without food. We have people living on the streets. We have people begging for money. We have people that are not being cared for. Are we really in the need of having to have all these new people? I don't think so. It's not really. And again, and when they do this whole thing with AI, they're not going to want these people. And that was another thing with Epstein. It was a thing that Epstein said he was trying to figure out how to get rid of poor people. And let's face it. I mean, the rich people love the poor people now, but when it comes to a point where they don't really need them, you think they're going to love them? Let's see. Moving on, another Tennessee bill. Tennessee bill passes the House that individuals or organizations no longer have to recognize same-sex marriages. Now, let me ask you this. Why is it the fucking minority, marginalized people that always get the good shit? Why is it they get to have the ability to have this unrecognized? Don't you think us straight people would like to have our marriages unrecognized, maybe even expired? Why is it they're the ones that always get this treatment?
That's definitely a way to look at it.
Okay. Okay. Seriously though, how stupid is this? Another step backward, dumb shit. People putting their nose in somebody's business. Who cares who's married? Who cares? Braden?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. 1000%. Like I hear all the time in conversations with some folks that I work with, and the LGBTQ community, and how the left is wanting to shove that down your throat. And I'm just like, maybe I'm not seeing the same type of shit you guys are seeing. I don't know, but I feel like I try to watch a lot of different stuff. I don't know. And I'm like, yeah,
Well,
I see.
I think when we were locked down with COVID, I think we had a lot of stuff inundated with us, especially like drag queen story hour and stuff that really kind of pushed that narrative that this is what's happening. There was a lot of talk about trans and stuff, and then sports and all that. It was a lot of stuff, but that's such a low minority kind of stuff that it shouldn't be brought out to the forefront of everyday life. But obviously, yes, certain people, Fox News, will push that as it's the biggest story in the world, and to make you think, oh my God, oh, they're coming for my kids and sports and everything. Um,
Yeah.
it's again, I just let people live and let live, man. Let people do what they want. Who cares?
Yeah.
Uh, I just don't see how marriage should be an exclusive heterosexual club. You know.
Yeah.
Another fun bill that they had that they're trying to get anyway. They seek to have public schools teach the Bible, allow prayer, and to create legal ramifications for non-compliance.
So I guess school shootings will drastically stop and problem
Absolutely.
solved, because I've heard
Absolutely.
over the years from multiple people, well, this all started when they took the Bible out of school and took prayer out of school.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Although there wasn't Bible and prayer in school when we were in school, and there wasn't shootings back then either, were there? Oh,
not
yeah.
as not as frequent. No.
Not as free. Well, I mean, look, 99 is really, I mean, yes, there were a few before that, obviously, but 99 was the kickoff, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, uh, we all went to the same school. Do you remember anything, like being indoctrinated in all in any kind of religion or anything at school? Because I kind of felt like, I mean, it really, even though it was a super small town and everything, and obviously way majority of people were religious and stuff. I don't feel like we were really beaten down with that. Matt?
I think you guys didn't go to as many schools as I did. I moved around quite a bit. I do remember some prayer in school, but never like
Really?
we came in every day and we did prayer. Yeah, I want to say it was more for like maybe sports games and things like that.
Okay.
Maybe a coach would say something religious, or maybe we were going to do a play, and then this would be someone say a prayer for that one, whether it was a teacher or not. I don't recall. So I do remember that. But one thing I remember that seemed to go away while I was in school is I remember when I was very young doing the Pledge of Allegiance every morning. And then when I was in Indiana, we did the Pledge of Allegiance and another song. Someone from Indiana wrote that one. It's another huge one. But yeah, I mean, so I do somewhat recall it in some schools, but nothing prevalent, and nothing to do with our daily teaching. There's never any reading of the Bible.
Yeah. I don't remember that much about it, but of course it's way back in my rear view, but I remember just being able to kind of just separate that stuff, because it used to be supposed to be separation of church and state, and them wanting to do this stuff is, complete. If they were going to teach every religion, okay, maybe that would be like something, but they're not going to do that. It's just, it's all, one-sided kind of deal. All right. Moving on, we got a few more stuff. ICE planning a facility in Lebanon, Tennessee, Brady.
Yeah, this one kind of hits close to home because I both live and work in that area. That's kind of scary. I don't, because I mean, if you say there's going to be a detention facility, that means there's going to be more than likely ICE presence, and
Boots on the ground for sure. Yeah,
I don't want any part of that. I just want to go and come back home. Like,
right.
Yeah, I don't want any part of that. I thought we were supposed to be deporting people, not housing them in facilities, but maybe I misunderstood the modus operandi. So
maybe you did.
But yeah, that's kind of again very concerning.
Mm-hmm. Matt, anything on that?
I was really excited that they got it in and out.
Now they have an ice out.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I knew, or I won't say I knew because I don't know anything, but I thought we would see something more in this area. I know we have sanctuary cities, across Kentucky and Tennessee, so I expected it.
Well,
it was on my bingo card.
My thought is this: it's going to be in Lebanon, but they're probably going to go for Nashville, right? We're talking about the blue areas, right?
Yeah, and I mean, Lebanon's kind of a hub. I mean, you can get into southern Kentucky's biggest cities pretty quick from there. You can get into Nashville. You can get into Cookeville. Yeah. I'm sure there's other areas right through there that are really close too. So yeah, they would be able to cast a wide net from that area.
Sure. All right. Trump plans to let's just say steal $10 billion of American money for the Board of Peace. Legal?
I would think that would be something we probably should get the vote on.
Again, he does what he wants. So, and that's the thing. He's holding his Board of Peace, meaning while he's talking about striking Iran, right? Which is maybe a little bit contradictory. I don't know, but the whole thing. I mean, and his whole thing was like, oh, we want people to be fairly, but all these other people are giving $1 billion, and now he's taking the $10 billion from Americans to do. And we talked about the tariffs and stuff earlier, and they were talking about how they may have to pay them back, which is not going to happen, because who would they pay back? They would pay back? Us, the people who had to pay tariffs, because we were really the ones that paid in, but we're not going to get that money back. It's not going to happen. So, and all the stuff, all the products and stuff that went up, they're going to stay up, but we're not going to see any of that either. So again, the whole $2,000 check is in the wind, like it was going to be anyway. but what we're talking about is he's collected, no telling how much money from us to put in his pocket and in his constituents' pockets, and that's it, right? He has played the game and won, and we are the fucking losers here. All right. We talked about this last time, the whole thing about the video with Obama's as monkeys and stuff, and then him saying that Stafford did it. But then Caroline Leavitt says that Trump is always on Truth Social, that if you see that, that's just basically like an official press release because he's the one always doing it. So again, contradictory terms. Yeah, not exactly something that we uh, are surprised by. It really,
No.
right? U.S. Congresswoman Anna Luna says aliens are visiting Earth via interdimensional travel. Now we got this, but also Obama did an interview recently, and somebody asked him if aliens are real. He said yes, they are, but he hasn't seen them. Braden?
I think we would be extremely naive to live in a solar system as vast as we have and think that we're king shit. No. And again, to put the tinfoil hat back on, I mean, fuck, what better distraction from all the chaos and just like, hey, fuck Epstein, we got aliens.
Well, if Obama said that, he's giving away secrets, and that's not something he's supposed to do.
Well, he didn't advocate anything specific. All he said is, he said, yeah, they're real. He says, I haven't seen them. And he said they weren't in the Area 51.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you, Braden. It's, look over here.
Yep.
Can't see my hands. Never mind. But yeah, it's sleight of hand.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some more junk out there and see if people spend their time looking at this as opposed to what they're trying to look at.
Yep.
Right. Well, I mean, you notice that too, because whenever something obviously tragic or big happens, we don't talk about the Epsteins for a little while. I don't think they're going to go away, but yeah, they'll get the heat off for a little bit, right? Just enough to maybe redact some more or bury some more in a ditch somewhere, kind of deal. I sent you guys this a little bit ago. I want to read it to you because we all have TDS, right? Apparently, we all have it. Matt, I know you have it. This is called The Beautiful Mindfuck of Cognitive Dissonance, a Maga case study. It says, here's something that'll blow your mind. Your brain is a lying piece of shit. Not sometimes, always. It's got one job, to protect your ego. And it'll burn down reality to do it. That's cognitive dissonance. Leon Fessinger figured this out in the 1950s when he infiltrated a UFO cult, going back to UFOs, predicting the world's end. This is the 1950s. Spoiler alert, the world didn't end. Did the cult admit that they were wrong? Fuck no. They decided their devotion is what saved the world. Fessinger watched in real time as people's brains literally rewrote reality rather than accept that they had been conned. The mechanism is simple. When you hold two contradictory beliefs, your brain experiences a psychological pain, not metaphorical, actual distress. So instead of changing the belief, your brain performs this Olympic-level mental gymnastic to eliminate the contradiction. So now let's talk about Maga, because it is a fucking masterclass in the phenomenon. These people worship a billionaire who sits on a gold toilet while claiming to fight for the working class. They scream about freedom while demanding book burns, or book bans, rather, sorry. They're pro-life until their kids need health care or school lunches. They rage about the elite pedophiles while defending a man who's partied with Epstein so many times and bragged about walking into teen pageant dressing rooms. And here's where it gets dark. The more evidence you show them, the harder they commit. That's the dissonance ramping up. Admitting that they're wrong now means admitting that they've been wrong for years. That they have damaged relationships, that they've been the mark of a con, and that their entire identity was built on bullshit. So the brain offers an escape hatch. Everyone else is lying. Media is fake. Scientists are paid shills. Courts are rigged. Family members are brainwashed. It's easier to believe in a global conspiracy of millions than to admit that you have backed a fraud. The cult leader's genius? He gives them permission to dismiss all contradictory evidence with two words: fake news. Instant psychological relief. No distance, no pain. And here's the really fucked up part. The investment becomes the trap. Every rally attended, every friendship destroyed, every family dinner ruined. That sunk cost fallacy on steroids. Walking away now means that all that sacrifice was for absolutely nothing. So they double down again and again until they're storming the fucking Capitol in Viking horns, generally believing they're patriots, while the rest of us watch a psychology textbook play out in real time. It's not stupidity. It's your brain choosing comfortable delusion over painful truth. And that is way more terrifying. Thoughts?
I've got nothing to add. I mean, that says it all.
Yeah, very well said.
I mean, and I think that's the thing too. I mean, after all the stuff that's happened over the course of the whole year, you know, we've had plenty of people who liked Trump in the beginning, or maybe at least didn't think he I thought he was harmless, didn't think that he was going to do anything. Maybe thought he was like a Bush, you know, he'll say a bunch of stupid stuff and blah blah blah, and didn't mean anything. But there are people that maybe supported him for certain things and backed him for that, but didn't back him for a lot of the other stuff. But they've went along for so long that it's so hard for them to say, you know what, I'm wrong. This is not cool. You know, I think there's plenty of people that have backed out, but there's so many people that will never, no matter what. There's probably still people in Germany today that says, you know what, Hitler was right. I mean, he was right. I mean, you know, I mean.
I think there's people all over the world that still think that, and I think a lot of those folks are now here in the United States. So,
well, sure, but they're more like
added more in than I should.
Sympathizers and stuff. We're talking about the people that lived through it. You know, the people that lived through this shit. Yeah. You know, like there's no change in their mind. You know, it's easy to adopt something now because you never, you know, somebody in their fucking 20s, you know, with a Nazi tattoo or something going, oh, yeah, no, they have no clue anything about that, really, right? But we're talking about the people that lived there, the people that actually went through it. I guarantee you, a lot of them were in denial to the day they died because there's no getting off that train. Or maybe we just all have Trump delusion syndrome, and that's just the case because, you know, we are in the cult. Anyway, that's all I got, guys. Anything else?
I've got one more thing. So we've talked about a lot about Epstein tonight. I sent you guys this. Shout out to another podcast YouTuber, Legia Miller, on YouTube. I watch a lot of her stuff, and this was when I heard it, I was like, "Oh man!" So I went to the transcript and tried to clip it as best as I could because. She is a lawyer, and really a lot of her videos take a stance from that point of view. But yeah, this was in a video in regards to the Epstein Files. So it says, when you have a system of laws created to protect wealthy white people laid over top of a capitalist system that promotes and awards individualistic greed above all else, where creating endless, ever-expanding shareholder value is the key component driving the entire economy, where the economic winners, the billionaires, are allowed to collude with lawmakers and in some cases allowed to become the lawmakers, that is a recipe for disaster. And
absolutely.
Yeah, that's exactly what we got.
Definitely well said.
Yeah, I mean, and I mean that's been the thing for years. You know, again, these are the people in power. You know, we think we have this sort of idea that we're so much better off than those people making the freaking pyramids in Egypt, right? But we're kind of still there, you know, in our own little way. Like, and we might not be sweating so much from the brow as much as they were, but we're still pushing the pedals while they're up there laughing their ass off. And it's always been that way. It's just a different set of systems. But what's ever going to really change with that? Because they have the power.
Yep.
And what we're doing here isn't going to be visible like the pyramids in thousands of years. But hey, they'll still be C8.
Well, I'm going to put this on Facebook, and they're going to actually post this every day after I die. So don't worry. Yeah.
It'll still be here also. Okay.
Every day. All right, guys. This has been a while, and we're over the 2-hour mark, which is, this is our longest episode. So that was a lot. Wow.
Yep.
Great talking to you guys.
Anything else, Matt? You got anything else?
No.
All right. Until next 2 weeks, sometime break. Peace.
Later, guys.
Peace. See ya.